Greetings my dear students. In today's video we are going to discuss all the ICAI MCQs for the paper ISCA. So the MCQs from the mock test paper, revision test paper and other sample MCQs given by the ICAI including case study based MCQs are covered in this video now. So almost 58 MCQs we'll be discussing, and this part is the last part of my ebook. So whoever has purchased my ebook for the MCQ thing, they can find the same questions in the end of the book. Okay, so to buy the book I have given the link in the description box, you can check it out there. Okay, so let's get started, and wherever it is required I'll be shifting to the last day revision PDF, where you can once will revise the concept and then come back to the question there. Okay, first one. As a part of the top management of an enterprise ABC Limited, you are working on deciding the overall objective of your enterprise and making any changes in it if required. To do so, you are trying to reconstruct the character and purpose of the enterprise. At which level of the managerial activity are you working on? So, if you observe the question, we have some hints here. First one being, the question is saying that you are a part of top management. Okay, one hint. Second, you are trying to change the character and purpose of the enterprise. So, the core thing of the enterprise is being changed. This can't be done by the operational level, who are the lower part. It can't be done by the management, the middle level one. So who can take such a decision? So you are working on the strategic level, the strategic planning thing. So option C will be the right answer for this question. Okay, then a shoemaking company XYZ is under the process of implementing the COBIT-5 framework for resolving its business issues. Which of the following benefits the company shall not achieve using the COBIT-5? So you must now recollect the COBIT-5 and then you must see which benefits are not available here. So you must have a good grip. It's not sufficient if you just read the enablers of COBIT-5, okay, or models of COBIT-5. You must remember the benefits. Let us see here. This is the last day revision PDF where few points will be taken while revising the MCQs. What are the benefits of COBIT-5? It enables the enterprise in achieving their objectives for the governance and management of enterprise IT. It creates optimal value for the IT by maintaining a balance between realizing the benefit and optimizing the risk levels and resource use. It enables IT to be governed and managed in a holistic manner for the entire enterprise. It helps enterprise to manage IT related risk and ensures compliance, continuity, security and privacy. Enables clear policy development and good practice for IT management, including increased business user satisfaction. Useful for enterprise of all sizes and types, and supports compliance with relevant laws, regulation, contractual agreement. So if you see, the COBIT-5 benefits are on the enterprise level basis. It is not individual wise, right? So let us see now. Here it says increased value creation from use of IT. Yes, it is one of the benefit. User satisfaction related to the product developed by the company. This may be the answer. It is not a benefit of COBIT-5 because COBIT-5 is for the enterprise level, not for individual level. Management of IT related risk. Yes, of course, it helps that. Policy development and good practice for IT management. Yes, it is for enterprise level. So what is the answer? What is the benefit not achieved by the company? User satisfaction related to the product developed by the company. It is not related to COBIT-5 framework. Okay. Come on people, let's revise this. This MCQ revision is explanation of the MCQ as well as revising few important core topics. Okay, then which of the following represents the components of COBIT-5? Okay, let's go back again to here. What are the components of COBIT-5? We have 7 enablers. Enablers are not the components. Don't get confused with these two. So what are the components? Framework, process description, control objectives, management guidelines and maturity model. These are the 5. This line must be followed. So what will be the answer here? We have framework. So here we can find the A and B option having framework. So either A or B should be the answer. So we have framework, process description, control objectives. Till here both options are same. Then comes management guidelines and maturity models. So this sequence must be followed for saying the components of COBIT-5. So option A will be the answer for the third bit. Next one. Mr. A Delhi resident working in Noida, applied for a loan of rupees 5 lakhs in ABC Bank, Noida branch by filling the loan application form online and uploading all the relevant documents through the bank's document management system. When you read such thing, you must not only remember the electronic document management system, but also you must remember the core banking thing also. It can come, you do not see the options first only, but the paragraph must remind you of that topic also. The sanctioning officer, Mr. Y, in the bank's Noida branch accesses the application form of Mr. A for scrutiny of loan proposal. Which type of information system Mr. Y used to check the loan proposal of Mr. A? So, Mr. A is working in Noida. Okay, he is residing in Delhi, but he is working in Noida, and the officer also, loan application officer also is available in Noida. So, what kind of system is that officer using to access the loan document? He is not using any TPS where there is no input output thing. He is not delegating anything, therefore is not using any management level system or strategic. At most he is using the knowledge level system. Okay, so knowledge level system where you can say that the core banking application is being used, where he's accessing it, and then he's getting the relevant answer. So the knowledge level system will be the appropriate answer for this bit. You may still get a doubt why knowledge level system. If you remember the concept of chapter number 2, the knowledge level system has office automation system, electronic document management system, electronic message communication system, right, teleconferencing and video conferencing. So here the loan application is uploaded by the applicant and it's being reviewed by the bank employee. So it is going into the document management system where the person can access it. That's the reason knowledge level system will form the right answer. Okay, then fifth one. On joining the company as a financial advisor, Mr. A was given a well-written document that provides instructions to employees what kind of behavior or resource usage is required and acceptable in the company. When you remember, when you see the word resource usage or behavior within the environment, these words you must remember that there is something related to security policy. So we are talking something about this information security policy. Okay. It also provides information on how to protect company's information asset and instruction regarding acceptable practices and behavior. In generally, if you must realize that he is giving the definition of, you made a good guess, information security policy. This is that the information security policy definition is now asked as a question here. So what is the document called given to Mr. A on joining? It is information security policy. It is nothing but a well written document which shows the instructions and what kind of behavior is acceptable in the company and how to protect the company assets and what instructions regarding protection is being given in the information security policy. Next, the manager of a company, Mr. R, uses black pen for signing every official document. During computerization, the company decided to replace it with computer's authorization controls written into specific computer program. Name the internal control procedure that has been computerized by the company in this case. So what happened? The signature is being computerized. So now with the physical signature is going for digital signature. So what they are doing, are they segregating the signing part? No. The manager is having his own thing, but signature is being done electronically. There is change supervision of the management? No, there is no change in that. Is there a change in authorization procedure? Yes, from physical signature it is being now going to electronic mode. Then delegation of authority and responsibility. No, the manager is not at all giving his authority to anybody. So what thing is happening now? Because of the electronic process, the authorization procedure is undergoing a change. So what is the right answer? Option number C. Next one. Mr. A, an employee in a company, is in a fit of anger. Okay, plans to intercept the communication between his two colleagues, Mr. B and Mr. C, who are working on the same project along with him. Mr. A modifies their messages, substitutes those messages with new message and sends them. So here you can understand what he is doing. What is the definition you can find? Here he is trying to change the message, intercept the message, trying to change them between the two. What are the processes known? He is not stopping any service. He is not stopping any denial of service. He is not acting as a middleman to these two people. Okay, he is doing piggybacking, means he is intercepting the message and then he is changing them. And he is not even wiretapping. He is not secretly listening to anything. So what that Mr. A is doing to two of his colleagues, he is doing piggybacking, means he is intercepting the message and replacing or substituting with some other message. Next one. Choose the correct sequence of components of BCM process. Come on, let's go to chapter number 4. it will be a long journey, and to scroll down just a minute. Components of BCM. Come on. Come on, we have here what are the components of BCM, and components include the stages there. Okay, so we have organization structure, implementing business continuity, and documentation and records. These are the components of BCM process. If you see the ICAI material from which even every material is based, the components of BCM process will be three: organization structure, implementing business continuity, and documentation and records. But just see the question given by the ICAI. He has given a sequence and asking please align them correctly for the BCM process. So the answer this question is actually should be framed as stages in BCM process. But okay, depending upon the question, we can remember seeing the answers, seeing the options, we can remember that we need to align it in a proper way. Okay, so what can be the stages in BCM process? Information collection, BCM strategy, development and implementation, testing and maintenance, and BCM training. They are the five process. First, information collection, BCM strategy, development and implementation, testing and maintenance, and BCM training. Let us see. First is information collection. So it is available in B and D. Okay, information collection. Then what we have strategies, right? We don't have development. First we collect the information, we develop a strategy. So automatically option number D will be the right answer for you. This may be a bit lengthy video, but I'm sure you will revise entire ICAI MCQs in this part. Okay, chalo, next one. Mr. Rajesh is an accountant who is working on return on investment. Return on investment is a term found in chapter number 3, protection and information system, the role of accountant. Okay, Mr. Rajesh is an return on investment is available in chapter number 5, the role of accountant in system development process. So Mr. Rajesh is an accountant who is working on return on investment analysis of the company ABC Limited. For this analysis, he requires different types of data. Below is a list of different types of data that is the company may have. Which of the following is not required for Mr. Rajesh to carry on his work? So he's requiring data for analyzing, okay, for getting the return on investment for a particular project. So what is the need if you're doing any project? We see what is the development cost for the project, okay, then we see what is the operational cost involved, we see what are the tangible benefits involved, but we can't estimate or take incremental cost. Those incremental costs will come only after we get into the project, after we reach a certain stage. If you remember the percentage of completion in any construction contracting, after coming into a certain stage we can make an estimation for the incremental cost. But on the initially, to understand the return of investment we are going to get from the project, we need the development cost, operational cost, and tangible intangible cost. So what is not required? Incremental cost data is not required for the accountant. Next, ABC Private Limited is a real estate company. Which objective is not achieved when another company X performs information system auditing in the company? So the information system is auditing is going on in that company where another company performs in it. So what will not be achieved because it's a real estate company? So when you are in the real estate company, we can have asset safeguarding. Okay, can we have privacy maintenance? You can see, if you understand the question, now the company being audited is real estate company and another company X is performing the information systems audit. So what can we have? This company we don't know what's going to do, so there is a risk of losing our privacy. Data integrity can be maintained by applying safeguards. System efficiency can be checked, but it can't be compromised. But privacy of the data, it becomes a major factor. So what can't be achieved? What objective can't be achieved here? Maintenance of privacy can't be achieved. Here, for getting this grip, you need to have a good understanding of chapter number 6, because it's coming to audit thing. So you need to have a grip on that. Okay, I hope you're enjoying till here. So this performs the first 10 bits. Then 11th one. In the Information Technology Act 2000, chapter number 7, dash is defined as a person under the name of whom electronic signature certificate is being given. So under whose name the signature certificate is being issued? It is given in the name of subscriber. Who gives it? Certifying authority gives it. So the two options, B and D, addressee and originator, will not form part of the answers here. So we have subscriber and certifying authority, right, and competent authority. So here, but under whose name certificate is issued, it is issued in the name of the subscriber. Don't jump to the answer saying certifying authority. He is a person who gives certificate. Suppose a question gets changed and they'll ask in the information technology at 2000, what is the authority name called, who is issuing electronic signature certificate, then it is certifying authority. Okay, then 12th one, ISO 27001 uses PDCA cycle that prescribes how to manage information security through a system of information security management. Choose the correct sequence of cycle. So we have a PDCA cycle which we need to have a proper sequence and choose the right answer. So what does this 4 cycles will be? If we see one, first there is establishment of ISMS, establishment, implementing, monitoring and updating. See, in the cycle what happens, the plan, do, check, act. In the cycle, first we try to establish the system, then we implement and see the working, then we monitor and review, and then we update. So establish, implement, monitor and update. So these 4 are available in the option number D. Next question, question number 13. In context of chapter 3 of electronic governance, which of the following is represented by section 5 of Information Technology Act 2000? So what does chapter 5 show? Section 5 of chapter 3, what does it represent? It shows the legal recognition of electronic signature. It doesn't deal with legal recognition of electronic records, but section 5 deals with legal recognition of electronic signature. Okay, then comes 14th question. Mr. A is appointed as an auditor in the company for auditing of the information system. He is determining what controls are exercised to maintain data integrity. He might also interview database users to determine the level of awareness of the control. Which of the following control is he working on? So Mr. A is the auditor of the company, so he is auditing the information systems. Okay, then he is even trying to have a dialogue with the database users, and he is trying to check the database integrity, and he wants to see what is the level of awareness does these people have. So what is trying to do, he is revolving around data integrity, database users, their level of awareness, everything related to data. So he is trying to work on data resource management control. So there is a hint that database users, their awareness, data integrity, all will point out to data resource management control. He is not talking to database creators, or he is not talking with the technical people, he is talking with those people who are using it. So data resource management control. Before proceeding to the 15th one, in the 13th thing, you can just revise the section number. So section 4 is for legal recognition of electronic records, section 5 is for legal recognition of electronic signature, section 6A is for delivery of service by service provider, and section 7 is retention of electronic records. Now let's go to question number 15. Mr. A, an internal auditor of XYZ insurance company. So insurance company, chapter number 7 IRDA, remember that. Determined that their policy holder system was vulnerable to fraud, as every time a policy holder changes his or her name or address. Okay, so when this is coming, you need to again recollect the type of audit hooks. Going to chapter number 6, what type of thing you must use so that you can trace the transaction. He devised a system by using one of the audit tools to tag records. So we see the first hint for you, it is the tagging the records. Tag records with the name or address change. The internal audit department will investigate these tagged records for detecting fraud. When these tools are employed, Mr. A was informed of the questionable transactions as soon as they occur. Which type of audit tools is Mr. A is working on? So whenever there is a question of something called tagging the records, and again it is being given to the auditor for verification, so tagging is done only when there is audit hook. So when you keep the hook, the transaction gets captured. So what is the tool that the Mr. A is working? He is working on audit hook. Okay, so if we can once revise this kinds of tools. So if we once revise, this can be formed, it can help you in forming for part of an answer. So what are the different type of audit tools we have? We have snapshot, we have integrated test facility, we have system control audit review file called a scarf file, then we have continuous and intermittent simulation, and then last we have audit hooks. So snapshot, nothing but every transaction, few pictures are taken between where the transaction is being processed and then it is being verified. Then comes integrated test facility where dummy data is being entered and the test as a test audit test object, and the test is being carried on the dummy data for ensuring authenticity, accuracy and completeness. Then comes SCARF, system control audit review file. So this in this technique, we involve audit software modules within the host application, and continuous monitoring is done on the system transaction. So what kind of data, this one of the important answers, what kind of data that auditor might collect with the help of scarf technique. There seven kind of data or seven kind of information he can gather. First is application system errors, policy and procedural variations, system exceptions, statistical handling, snapshot and extended records, profiling data, performance measurement. So these seven he can capture. Then continuous and intermittent simulation. Here what happens? The database management reads the data every time it is given into the system, and once it is read, if it is required, then only it will be further processed and selected transactions only sent from the database for further processing. Then exceptions are identified on a log file. Okay, and then it when the file is again reviewed to see what are the exceptions, and then the changes will be given to the particular program. Then what happens to the last one, audit hooks? Audit hooks, here it is generally taken to file and flag suspicious transactions. Mostly insurance companies do it. They tag a particular record whenever there is a change in database in the address or in the certain terms in the policy, and whenever the changes happen, these hooks will capture those transactions and carry it, and an indication will be given to the auditor in his panel so that he can verify those transactions to see if there is a fraud or not. So these are the 5 kind of audit tools we'll be using. Okay, next one. Let us now go to 16th one. Mr. X is an IT auditor to ABC Private Limited. During his tenure, he prepared list of risks associated with breaches of security in the application system that are ordinarily high, because logs for the whole period of the audit are not available at time of audit. Because in the what is the limitation of the information system audit, we don't have the access to complete data. We can have summary reports, so one period data may not be completely available. So what kind of risk is this person working on? So what happened, there's certain, the question itself says that there can be a risk of breaching security in the application system where the whole period of audit is not available. So what will be the kind of risk? It is not related to control. The control risk comes only when it's within the hands of the organization. No, it is not inherent risk, because it is not something which is by default a business risk. It is not that kind of thing, because security breach is something which we take care to prevent it. So in spite of having security things in place, it can happen. So what kind of risk is that? Don't go with the word security means security risk. In the entire syllabus we have only 3 risks, that is detection risk, control risk, inherent risk. So inherent risk is default risk which is available there, we can't do anything. Control risk is something which we can place controls and mitigate it, and detection risk something which even after placing control, the auditor needs to detect if the certain risk exists or not. So for the security thing, even though all kind of precautions are being taken, the auditor must see what kind of possible breach can happen. So the breach of security in the application system refers to detection risk. Okay. Then PQR Limited is a software development company. Mr. Rajesh is an employee of the company who has a responsibility to interact with the users of the computer system and understand the requirements of the system. So they are developing a software, and this person has a responsibility to interact and know the requirements for developing system. So what role is Rajesh performing? See, he is not a project manager. Project manager will be on the top. He will delegate the work first, and he's not a project leader. Project leader communicates with the people. Project leader generally don't go out to the client to know what is the requirement. First, the analyst or the low level people, I don't mean low level, it means the starting entrance level people, the analyst kind of people go to the client, they understand the requirement, come and report their meeting thing to the leader. Leader then communicates to the manager, and these two coordinate, and leader delegates the work. and in the part of the team there is a programmer who does not know what are the requirements, but once these people communicate that this must be done, he will do it. So the front end person is a business analyst. So Rajesh is performing a role of business analyst here. Then ABC Limited has a set of password policy. So it is security system based password policy for all the users of the ERP. Which of the following feature of the policy will make the password control weak? Okay, so what is the character of weak password? The password length should be 8 characters. It is the minimum length, so it will make the password strong. The password should be alphanumeric, of course, so it is a strong characteristic. Password can be changed once in a year. No, it's a dangerous thing. The user is blocked after 3 unsuccessful login attempts. It is a good thing. When you block the user, the access can be restricted. So what is the policy which is there in the password week? The password can be changed once in a year. No, it should be changed on frequent basis, maybe once in a month or once in 3 months kind of thing. So 1 year only one password, there is a risk of losing the password and there can be a breach in security. Okay. 19th one. Mr. Y is the auditor of ABC company. He is evaluating whether top management has formulated a high quality information system plan that is appropriate to the needs of the organization. So who has responsibility to develop the information system plan? Also the information security plan, it is with the management, and the auditor must ensure that such plan exists. He is working on which are the following activities. So what he is doing, he is trying to work with the company to know if such policy exists or not. So what he is trying to do, he is seeing if the planning is done properly or not. If there is a plan, then the auditor can see if the plan is being done well or not. So first the availability of the plan is being checked. So he is working on the planning part of the management. So what is the right option? C is the right option. Then XYZ provides industry data through their Provis database. Users subscribe to specific modules of Provis based upon the requirement. Provis is a website which provides data of all the companies, including their board of directors, their yearly predictions, financials, everything there. So which cloud service model is used by XYZ? So what's happening? The XYZ provider is providing data to every participant industry who subscribes to them. They provide data of different companies. So these people who are subscribers to the XYZ providers, they access their content and use whatever required. So what they're doing, they're storing things. So they're giving data as a service. They're not providing any communication. They're not providing us any platform. Platform as service means the place where mobile applications can be developed. They're not providing any identity service, means they're not verifying anything. They are providing data to the subscribers. So what kind of cloud service model chapter number 8 is being used? Data as a service. Okay, so now from here we'll be having almost I think 3 case study based MCQs. So in case study based MCQ, students, we must remember that it is not our English comprehension where you can find the answers at one shot. You must read the para, understand the paragraph, recollect the chapter or chapters involved, and then read the question and find the answer. Sometimes you may find the answer in the paragraph itself, sometimes you must remember. So these all we need to cover. These 3 case study based MCQs will take in the part 2 of the discussion. I hope till here you have revised well, you got a good recollection of your revision. And for the products, the PDF last day revision book and the MCQ book, you can find the link in the description box below. So I'll take a leave now and let's meet in part number 2. Till then, take care, keep on revising.